evening is dedicated to those of us who have had at one time or another a really, really good Italian dinner at a super nice quality restaurant. The kind of restaurant that has the really nice ambiance, the $20 plate of spaghetti and meatballs, and the quality that makes it worth every penny. But if you're like me, you can't afford to eat that every day, but you really like to. So what I'm going to do is I'm making Fettuccine Alfredo from scratch. My daughter made this the other night and it came out amazing. Better, or at least as good as most top chefs in those restaurants make. This is it's still a little pricey. We got Parmesan. I'm gonna throw some Romano in it because I kind of like it's gonna give it that little edge, that little extra zing to it. And I'm gonna put chicken in it tonight. We don't normally, you can put chicken in it, shrimp in it. If you do put shrimp in it, make sure it's cooked very well. Otherwise, it'll thin out the sauce. 2 cups of heavy cream. I put about 3/4 of a stick of butter in there. I'm kind of doubling this recipe, so you can cut it in half and it'll be just fine. If you do cut it in half, use half stick of butter. I didn't want to put a whole stick of butter in there because, hell, look at that. However, they just, look at that heavy cream, but you still make whipped cream enough for your Sunday dessert, Now, the real trick to this is to not let it boil. It's just got to simmer. It's got to get hot. It's got to melt. It's got to blend. If you've ever made the perfect skillet full of sausage gravy, you know what I'm talking about. You can't let the stuff boil. It'll scorch, and you'll get that flavor. And that's not a flavor that's part of Alfredo. Alfredo is just a mixture of these, and everything in here is fat and dairy. So if you don't want either one of those things, this is not a dish for you. If you want to kill your husband quietly and softly, this would be the thing to do it with. But if he's got a lactose intolerance, I'd stay away from him for a couple of days. I'll turn this fire down on this just a little bit, let this warm up, and then we'll start blending in this other stuff. This is about 2 cups of Parmesan. There's 2 cups of Romano there, but I'm not going to use it all because, like I said, it's just there for a zing. It's there for an added flavor. So I don't want to overpower it with 2 whole cups. I'm going to put about half that in there. And my spices, I got the cool little stuff there that's got the little green flecks in it, so it's pretty when it comes out. I am going to use oregano in this because just for looks, actually. It's going to add a little bit of flavor to it, but not just kill it with oregano. It's just there for, like I say, it's just there for looks. It's going to give it a little green fleck, so it's just not a bland white sauce, which Alfredo actually is. It's not very bland, but it is just plain white. Blanco. So I'm going to let this stuff heat up, and then I'll be right back in just a few minutes to blend it all in. This was kind of... Okay, this has gotten to that point to where it wants to start simmering, wants to start to boil. So this is just like the sausage gravy I was mentioning before. You're going to have to pay constant attention to this for it to come out right. 2 cups Parmesan. And just fluff that stuff in there, okay? Just like that. Stir it in a little bit. It's going to start melting and start to, for lack of a better term, coagulate. It's just going to start blending in really well. Like I said, this is a double batch of this stuff. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Already starting to get good. Look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, since that melted that fast. Wow, kind of surprised myself. We'll go ahead and start dropping this Romano in here. Okay. And I should have, but I didn't. Well, oversight on my part. I should have put the spices in there first. Now I used about a teaspoon of each. That's really about all you need for this. Because even though the Italians might look like it most of the time, as do most of us when we get a little age on us, look like we're just into all this dairy and fat. It's not all about garlic. So see how that's starting to stick to the sides there? That's that heavy cream getting blended in with all this cheese here. This is going to be really good. Let it sit there. Hope it doesn't fall into the pan. However, put about a quarter cup of water in there. And about that was it, about a quarter cup of water. And a little bit thinner. And that's about a teaspoon. And the linguine really took the edge off of the salt that was in that sauce. $20 worth of ingredients here. So it's going to be a little pricey to make, so you don't want to screw it up. That's for damn sure. However, this will feed as it, and like I say, this is a double recipe too, so you can cut all that in half and make it again later. But this will feed 3 or 4 pretty comfortably. So at $5 a plate, that ain't bad. It's just going to be 2 of you in the evening. Go out and rent one of those really cool French outfits for the wife to serve you in. And I guarantee she'll never forgive you. So, might want to pass on that because I'm, being the divorced individual that I am, you don't want to take any marital advice from me. Put that on there, that's garlic leaves, and grind it up a little bit finer. It is dry. Some of that in there, and that was roughly a teaspoon, maybe not, maybe a little more in there. Okay, that's roughly a teaspoon right there. Oh my, that's it. Ooh, I'm gonna use that for aftershave maybe. But this is going to sit and simmer just a little bit before we put the chicken in it. And hopefully this is not going to be the almost 20-minute video that the Zuppa was. Because I still enjoy such a Zuppa. This is a camera's a little wonky this evening, so you can't see everything that I'm doing, which may not be a good thing. This is going to have to simmer just a little while. Alright, this is about as creamy as it's going to get, about as creamy as it needs to be. Very little sticking to the whisk, which is good. I mean, it'll give it just enough body that there are some very small lumps in this, which is just the way I like it. Like I say, this isn't an original recipe. This has got Romano in it. Not a lot, about half as much or less than the Parmesan that I put in there, because Romano, like all cheeses, gets better with age, and it also gets a little bit stronger with age. And the stuff that I ground up and put it in here, it was old. That stuff was pungent, had a really robust, heavy flavor with it. This chicken that I'm putting in here, I just diced up a couple of breasts and threw it in there. Like I said, you can use whatever you want. I'm using chicken. You can use shrimp, but make sure it's very well cooked. Otherwise, it will thin out the sauce in here. Also, this is going to be one of the few videos you didn't see me using in a cast iron. I would love to have a cast iron wok to do this with. The wok is exactly why I use this, because it comes up, it's evenly heated all the way around. Cast iron, you don't necessarily have to have that because it heats up pretty even all by itself. Might be a little bit too much chicken in there, I don't know. I do like Romano. I like it thicker than usual. So as an added to that, the Romano was actually added to this, and I didn't change any of the other ingredient quantities. I got some Italian breadsticks, or just breadsticks with garlic on it, garlic butter, and some Texas toast. Just pull those out of the oven until they look really good. I don't have a plate because my daughter came in here and absconded with the last plate that I had. This stuff sit right here. Linguine, or fettuccine, and give me a ladle. I have nothing to dip this stuff out with. I'm trying to find something to dip this shit with. I have absolutely no idea where the hell she keeps stuff. Thank you. I don't know if that this would look a lot better on a plate. This is one of the only Italian dishes that you probably don't have to sprinkle Parmesan cheese on, because that's what it's made of. Ooh. Oh yes. Yes. Desired consistency. There's one thing you can't do with this stuff is get in a hurry. This whole ordeal took probably half hour, 45 minutes just to make the sauce. You have to cook it just that slow because everything's got to be blended just right. Quick tip: run to the store and you buy garlic powder, and then you remember that you're out of cumin. Don't get them mixed up and mix into this shit because cumin doesn't go well with it at all. That was the one I was having trouble opening a little while ago, and I'm a man of great faith, and I believe that everything happens for a reason. I think the reason I was having trouble getting this thing open is God was saying, "Don't screw this up." So, butter, salt, check. Got the bread, got the bread. I'm gonna go eat. So I'm out of here. See ya.